Although we tend to look upon Democrats as the party of bigger government and Republicans as the party of smaller government, that generalization, while having some validity, has limits. The limits are nowhere clearer than when it comes to congressional legislation that benefits particular groups. Most of the legislation coming out of Congress is distributive in nature, which is another way of saying that it aims to help a specific group. Members of Congress from both parties find such legislation appealing. The difference between Republican and Democratic lawmakers lies in which groups they favor. Republicans tend, for instance, to favor business groups, which are an important part of their party coalition, while Democrats tend, for example, to favor labor groups. Distributive policy is easy for members of Congress to justify. Groups have needs. Groups make contributions to society. For instance, a tax break to business for its research activities can lead to new products and foster job growth. Even pork barrel legislation, bills aimed at a particular state or district, can be justified. A bill that provides funds for the construction of a new community school or hospital, for example, contributes to the community's well-being. It's the total effect of this type of legislation that troubles observers. When thousands of such legislative acts are added up, the cost is considerable. The cost of any particular bill to the taxpayer is small, but the cumulative cost is large. The total cost also hinders government's ability to respond to new priorities. A large chunk of federal spending is locked up in programs enacted years ago that benefit particular interests. In other words, there are two sides to the question of distributive policies. On the one hand, they help society by assisting groups that contribute to society's overall well-being. Yet they give some groups special treatment and take up resources that could be applied in other ways. I leave it to you to decide whether the great number of distributive policies enacted by Congress constitutes a net benefit or a net cost to society.